Slightly Unblended, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we're getting a little extra, so if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. I have completely forgotten how to do editing, or not editing, but like tutorials and shit. So what I said before I realized that I didn't start the camera is I'm probably going to do this in a little bit of a voiceover and a little bit of talking because I have not had a lot of energy lately. So I'm going to do like a little bluish kind of greenish spotlight halo eye thing. I looked at it when I finished this eye and was like, I did it. So I liked it and I wanted to film it. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if you'd like to see how I got it and you want to partake in having this kind of thing going on here, bust out your colorful palettes and your brushes and let's do the damn thing. I'm going to be taking the Bperfect Cosmetics and Stacey Marie Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. And we're going to start out with the ABH A14 brush and the shade The Deep. It's the dark blue shade, and we're just going to apply it into the crease and deep crease, kind of leaving the center of the lid and crease area like blank, okay? Okay, I'm being weird. I have had Red Bull coffee, bouncing off the walls. Hopefully I'll have enough energy to do this, so let's do it. I'm taking my ABH A14 brush in the deep and packing it into my crease and outer and inner corners of my lids so that I can get the color built up and nice and blue. But you have to, like, totally be like, what are you doing? Because this is from January. I'm taking Lagoon to blend the deep out with the Morphe M507 brush. I'm doing back and forth the windshield wiper motions, doing little baby blenderoos. I'm also taking the shade slightly above my crease. That's just to kind of map out the shape. It is quite dramatic, and we are going to go back in and touch up the darkest blue and everything, but for right now, I'm just taking this slightly above the crease. I just wanted to say real quick that I do apologize for having so many voiceovers. This is pre-filmed, and I just needed to get it out because, like I said, I've had this done since January, so it needs to go out. Taking more of the deep on the Morphe M507 brush, I'm building the pigment back up. That way it's nice and intense. We'll have that depth, that lovely deep blue, all that smokiness and just dramatic, just wowza. Looking back at this look, I'm like, this was definitely an experiment. And you know what? I rocked it. Like, I was doing my thing. I loved it, I guess. But I'm just like, okay, I might do that a little bit differently now. With the ABH A14 brush, I'm just going to pop on some Black Beach. Okay, so I am patting this down, kind of like packing the shade, building it up. And I'm going to really focus it on towards the outer corner of my lid and bring it up into the crease because this is like a dramatic eye lift. I feel like from looking at this and then like seeing this eye with like little to no makeup on, it's like this eye is a lot larger than this one. So that's the fun of makeup for me, is eye manipulation. I love it. It's like my eyes look so much bigger, so that's what we're doing. Just packing this down and working it in. We'll go in and blend it out some more in a little bit, but right now I just want to get the shade laid down. Blend, blend, blenderoo. Oh my gosh, I'm so cringe. I really just don't want to have you sit in silence because I feel like I forgot how to edit with this whole video. I'm so sorry if this is the first time you're watching. Hello, I am the conductor of the Hot Mess Express. I'm gonna go back into the deep on the on the Morphe M507 brush and just go ahead and start to focus on blending that shade out. Alright, I'm going to take my Sigma E25 brush and I'm going to go into Reef, which is a really gorgeous, like, I don't know, teal kind of shade, like a light blue, but it has like more of a hint of like a green base to it. I love it. I wish that it was a little bit more light bluey, but like, I don't know, I wish it was a little more neon, but it works. There's one that Twin Tutorials was talking about. I think it was the Carnival XL. The shade that was kind of this color was like life, and it made me really want the palette. I'm just gonna blend out Lagoon with it. So when it comes to blue eyeshadow, I am obsessed. What is your favorite blue eyeshadow palette? I love the Moon Slice Blue Moon palette so much, but I don't know if they have it available. But let me know what your favorite blue palette is. I've managed to get I'm Not Okay by My Chemical Romance stuck in my head today, so if for some reason you have not heard that song, you should go check it out. But all I can hear in my back of my mind is I'm not okay, and I just broke everybody's eardrums with my terrible rendition of a very good song. That was my dramatic I'm singing, but honestly I can't sing worth a shit anyway, so that's what we get. The thing with this look is it is a lot of going back and forth between shades, so it's more almost monochromatic, but it's a lot of going back and forth. So like right now I just finished using Reef. I'm gonna go back into Lagoon and kind of like get it blended nicely with the Reef shade, and then I'm gonna go back into the Deep to get it nicely blended with Lagoon, then I'm gonna go back into Black Beach to get that nicely blended. So it's a lot of back and forth, and you're gonna blend and blend and blend. Lots of fun. We're gonna do some cardio today, and that will be blending. So I'm just going back into Lagoon and just focusing on getting a nice and precise, more of a gorgeous blend going on. We want it to be as seamless as possible. I know that I just said that I had that My Chemical Romance song stuck in my head, but when I play with blues, I get Summer Shandy by the Front Bottom stuck in my head, so it's like, I got them bad boy blues. Yeah, my awful singing is just what's gonna get us through this, because, you know, YouTube don't want us to listen to good things while things are going on. Like me doing this, I'd have to completely do a whole voiceover if I wanted to listen to my jams. And I'm in a chatty mood, so I'm kind of like going back and forth between like voiceover and talking your ear off. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm going back into the Deep and just blend it, and then I'm about to go back into Black Beach here in a minute. I am taking Black Beach on the ABH A14 brush, and the version of myself that was telling me what I was doing so that I could keep up with what I'm doing so that I can do this voiceover was listening to Summer Shandy by the Front Bottoms. So funny story real quick, not really funny, but my first TikTok ever was a blue look, and so I used Summer Shandy by the Front Bottoms, and it was a cold summer. It was right before everything that was happening started happening in the world with the sickness that I don't know if YouTube will let me say, but yeah. Now I'm taking the Morphe M507 and Lagoon to get a nice blenderoo. Okay, so now I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip and really just focus on removing any colors from like my deep crease area up towards super close to my brow bone, because I feel like that's going to be exactly what makes the eye appear so much bigger. I'm so excited to finish this look. Like, I still have to figure out lashes, so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to do that, and I'll leave that in because I'm doing it a little bit differently than I normally do. So I will kind of like try to talk through like how I'm doing it, because it is a little bit different from, like I said, I normally do. I usually just carve my crease out and then work from there, but I'm not going to do that this time. So without talking too much, I'll get to it. Ah, yes. The old micellar water on a Q-tip trick. This is one of my favorites. So I'm taking it and I'm starting in the center, and I'm just going to clean this lid off and get all of the excess pigment that I do not want. I'm mainly focusing on the center. We got to double check and make sure everything is Gucci. So I'm kind of just like rubbing up and down, rubbing side to side, just making sure that it's a nice clean space to work with when we lay down our base. So I'm really just mapping out the shape with this, but trying not to remove too much of our blend, because that would be quite tragic and a waste of time. Okay, so with my ABH eye primer, you can use concealer, you can use whatever primer, whatever you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and use this because that's what I have right here. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand, kind of a lot of it, because I realized doing this eye that it's going to take a lot more than I'm used to. So I'm going to take my Morphe my Morphe M421 brush, maybe I can spit that out eventually. And I'm going to go ahead and get it loaded onto the brush and go ahead and like carve out the design. Well, let's cut that crease. Will this be cutting the crease? I don't know. I'm mapping out the shape that I would like though. I like to flatten my brush and make sure that it's really thin. That way I can get a more crisp line in the crease, and just to like show where the shimmer or the mattes or whatever, just to show that there was some effort put in. And so I just take it and put it all over where there is a lid showing. Okay, trust the process. That's all I have to say about that for now. But I am going to take my ABH A14 brush and go back into Black Beach and just kind of like apply it to the edges of the concealer to get it the shape that I would like it. And then I'm going to use some Stila Molten Midnight. I've had this for a minute, so it's kind of trying to dry out, which makes it a pain in the ass to work with. But we're going to make it work, and have a couple of Cleona. No, I just have the one Cleona shade I'm going to use today. And it is, let me grab it up real quick, Anil. And it is a beautiful shifty girl. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of the Diamond Dew from Lime Crime in the shade Pixie on top of Vanilla from this palette. I'll show you. I'm taking a little bit of Black Beach and applying it to the edges of the primer. That way it's a nice little seamless blend. And I'm going to go ahead and start to add some of that Stila Liquid Glitter eyeshadow momentarily. But first we have to apply the matte. Let's add some sparkles. Okay, anyway, I'm just taking it and I'm kind of patting it and kind of trying to blend it with the Black Beach shade. This can be very messy because it is dry. Now, it can be less of a pain if you have one that's not drying out. I've had this one forever. I should probably throw it away, but I don't want to waste it. If I get an eye infection, that is my problem. So I'm not going to waste my money. So I'm just kind of patting it to the edges of the primer and the eyeshadow. I was low-key over this. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. Jam session. I have no idea what I was listening to. I done forgot. Taking my Luxie small shader brush, I'm taking Cleona Anil and adding it to the primer, but I'm also doing little baby blends to get it blended with the glitter. That way it looks a little bit better. I feel like if I would do anything differently, it would maybe be less glitter, more shimmer, but that is how I chose to do it back in January when I did this look. So I'm just applying that to the lid and getting everything blended together. I would probably let all of Cleona's eyeshadows just be the main focus of this because they are so gorgeous and my absolute favorite shimmer shadows in the entire world. So I'm taking more of that pain in the ass glitter and applying it to the edges of the Cleona shadow to get it even more blended because, you know, it's dried out and I was frustrated. Now I'm adding some of the vanilla shade from the Bperfect and Carnival 3, Stacey Marie Carnival 3 palette, and just making sure it's nice and blended together. That way we can pop on some of the Lime Crime glitter. For this, I'm doing little patting motions, back and forth, little windshield wiper motions, just making sure that we can get this blended as seamless as possible. With shimmers, I still need to learn how to blend shimmers because they are almost hard to blend together without there being such a harsh line between them. That and then the glitter just kind of makes it even more tricky. But like I said, I was just having fun with this look. It was an experiment and I guess I liked it when I did it. Lots and lots of blending. I still love this saying blending is my cardio because I feel like a lot of the time it is because when I do my Pilates, my pop Pilates, like that's my cardio, but also like blending is. Okay, so I'm taking the Lime Crime Tearful or Pixie. I think Pixie. I need to go look, but I'll put it in the description box. I'm just taking it and I am patting it over vanilla just so that it is more intense, dewy, sparkly, pretty. And I am trying to get it nice and blended with the Cleona shade. And I'm going to go back in and touch that up as well. Speaking of touching shades up, I'm going to go ahead and take my colors that I've already used and brushes that I've already used. This is just me being over this. I'm so sorry, but I'm just gonna go ahead and like touch up Black Beach to make sure that it's nice and blended with the Molten Midnight shade from Stila. and make sure that I have a nice and seamless blend. Now I'm going to take my J Kissa and Elf brush and Lagoon just to make some definition in the crease so that it's more precise and just a little more blended, and to add a little bit of depth. I'm going to take Reef on the Sigma E25 brush and blend that out. Alright, so I'm going to clean up the fallout, and I'm going to go do the rest of my face and figure out what I'm doing for my lower lash line and my lashes, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. What do you think? I feel like it is extra, and I feel like it's definitely interesting, a little different from things that I normally do. I'm just pretty happy with it. I'm actually happy with my hair. This was like a rush job with my little curler because I was too tired to do anything with it the other night, so it was just all messy. So yeah, I feel like I'm ready to take on the day, even though it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me know what you'd like to see next down below. Let me know if you like these kind of videos where I kind of do voiceovers, where like I talk a little, anything like that. I will have my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook page, all that stuff listed down below. And I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to use the hashtag #SlightlyUnblended for a chance to be featured in an upcoming video. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!